David. Thank you very much. Welcome. This is a very happy occasion. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those remarks. I think it's only fair to say this ballpark would not have been preserved, would not have been enhanced, expanded, improved over the last 10 years without the active participation and the commitment that you, as the leader of the city and the entire city of Boston, organizations and agencies, without their active participation. So we, as we begin to celebrate the 100th anniversary, we want to say to you there would probably not be a 100th anniversary of Fenway Park but for your involvement, commitment, and cooperation. So thank you so very much. I also want to thank the other special guests that are here, our Red Sox alumni. You do us an honor. We recognize full well that we stand on your shoulders these days, and the traditions and the legacies that you left for us are appreciated daily. And we are honored to have you here today. Thanks to our players for coming out and participating in this. I think our players understand what good fortune they have to play in Boston, to play in front of a packed house night after night. I think the last time I looked, the number of consecutive sellouts, Jonathan reminded me, was 732 consecutive sellouts. Or do I have that right? 732 consecutive sellouts, and we hope to keep that going throughout this 100th anniversary year. We are celebrating Fenway Park in a major way this year because it deserves to be celebrated in a major way. This is a ballpark that is more than a ballpark. It has been the home of Red Sox baseball for 100 years, but it has also been a place that's been connected to the fans, to the city, to the region, to the community. There is a pride that people have in Fenway Park. There's a connection they feel to Fenway Park. You've heard the mayor and Dave O'Brien talking today about their childhood connections. There's an intergenerational appeal to Fenway Park. There's a charm, an accent, the angles, the asymmetry, the quirkiness, the intimacy. There is something special. I've had the good fortune in my baseball career to be in a couple of different ballparks and to have a hand in the creation of a couple of different ballparks. But there is something, we always knew in other places that there was something inherently special about Fenway Park. There was a charm, a history, an affection, America's most beloved ballpark, that couldn't be replicated elsewhere. So this place deserves to be celebrated, and celebrated in a major way. As Dave said, no other major league ballpark has ever celebrated a 100th anniversary. So we are going to be the first to do it, and pardon us, but we are going to celebrate it in a major, big-time way because we think that's appropriate. And we're not the only ones who think that's appropriate. Sports Illustrated has a commemorative edition that's just come out, devoted in its entirety to the 100th year anniversary of Fenway Park. So you see this, we were going to celebrate it in a major way to ourselves, but to have it recognized and acknowledged in such an important way by other publications and other organizations is further proof to us that a large demonstration is appropriate. This is the celebration. I'd like to detail a little bit of it to you because it really begins in earnest today. The ceremony that many of you saw earlier, the theatrical rendition of the sale of the land to the Taylor family, occurred in December in 1910, and we thought that that was a good event to start with. But this event is the lead-off event, pardon the football reference, a kickoff event. This is the beginning of the celebration. The mayor mentioned that it will continue on for beginning in earnest on January 1st, where we will have Frozen Fenway. Fenway Park has been the home not just to baseball for 100 years, but to 6 other sports as well. So in many ways, the hockey event here symbolizes the diversity of uses that Fenway Park has provided over the years. 6 other sports, see if I can remember them: football, hockey, soccer, wrestling, boxing, and lacrosse. 6 other sports, plus numerous charitable events, immigration ceremonies, political rallies. It has been a community forum even more than a ballpark, and we're here to celebrate that diversity. So hockey, beginning with the Frozen Fenway 2 on January 1, will be the continuation of this tradition of diversified uses at Fenway Park. Another highlight of the upcoming year will be when the season begins on April 13th, as the mayor identified opening day. You will see around Fenway Park something a little bit different this year. You will see that we are trying to transform Fenway Park into a living museum. It will be Fenway Park, a living museum, will be a theme that will resonate, we hope, throughout the year. This place has such history and tradition seeps from its every pore, and we want to celebrate that and remind people of it. So you will find in 2012 appropriately, 100 plaques, displays, activities around the ballpark that will recognize and commemorate the Fenway Park history. So if you're on a tour, you may have occasion to walk around and see the 100 elements of the Fenway Park, the Living Museum. If you're just here for a ball game and you go out to the concourses, you'll be able to find plaques that designate certain areas and give you some information about why and how they're so important. So we think Fenway Park is a museum. It's also a vibrant, lively ballpark. We want it to be both. We're not going to create a small little room somewhere where all the artifacts and archives are hidden, but we're going to place them throughout the ballpark so that when you come to Fenway Park, beginning in 2012, you will be able to share this museum-like experience and educate yourself and I think enlighten yourself on the important history of the Fenway Park.